I mean, I think it's the best form of money that exists in terms of what money is actually supposed to do and supposed to be. All fiat currencies are, I mean, they're all junk. They're programmed to go to zero. Every fiat currency in history has trended towards zero, and they all do. It doesn't matter if it's the pound, like the pound, the dollar, the euro, the Swiss franc. Those are literally the best ones that exist.
Sure.
And how much are they worth now compared to what they were worth 30 years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago? My dad is a medical doctor. His annual salary when he first moved to the UK was £4,000 a year.
Wow.
So if you want to understand the scale of inflation, you think that you could feed a family. As a doctor, a good salary was £4,000 a year as recently as the 70s. And now, I mean, even if you were a doctor at that same level making 40,000, that wouldn't be enough. So people massively underestimate just how ravaging inflation is. It's almost taken for granted because people don't know any different that your money is just going to lose purchasing power over time, because that's how it's been since going off of gold standards. That's all anyone really knows. It's just assumed, a house now that costs £500,000, some years down the line, it'll be 600,000, then it'll be 700,000. And our brains think, oh, the house is gaining in value. Really, no, your pound is losing value. Your dollar is losing value. Your euro is losing value. So Bitcoin flips all that on its head. It totally changes the game. And most people don't understand that. Even most people who have heard of Bitcoin, even probably most people who own it, don't really understand what they're holding. I think it's the equivalent. You know, when you talk to older generations and they talk about, buying houses for like £5,000 or £8,000 or $10,000 or whatever, and we're just like, oh my gosh, that sounds completely crazy. I think when people tell their children, let alone their grandchildren, a few decades from now, that they were able to buy Bitcoin for under $1 million, let alone under 100,000, let alone under 10,000, let alone under 1,000 in their lifetime, their minds are going to be equally, if not more, blown.
Yeah. I do see social media pop-ups that Bitcoin is like buying a property in the 1940s.
Yeah, basically.
Same kind of thing.
Beachfront property.
Yeah.
In Manhattan,
which
doesn't exist, but
No, I didn't know where there was a beach in Manhattan, but maybe a little stream through Central Park, Where do you see the price of Bitcoin in the next 10 years?
10 years, I would certainly say over $1 million within the next 12.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't normally do like public price predictions, but I think it's essentially mathematically
Well, there you go. You've heard it first at Bet Talk. Zuby. I'll
say that. I'd say within 12 years.
12 years.
Within 12 years, I see it over $1 million.
Wow.
Yeah. Question is, what's $1 million going to be worth?